who did her best to stay in the chamber all day today.
Thank you, Speaker. I rise this morning to present a matter of public importance, a matter that's been discussed quite broadly in the chamber this morning and has been the focus of engagement with the Premier. The title of the matter of public importance this morning is around tourism, it's around trade and major investment. These are in fact the three portfolio areas of the Premier, yet despite this being a matter of significance for the state and across each of the portfolio areas that the Premier is responsible for, he no longer feels that it's reasonable or necessary to be in the chamber. This morning, the circumstances of the major industrials in Tasmania have been highlighted, and our concerns and the concerns of Tasmanians about the security and the confidence of our major industrials in Tasmania at the moment and the challenges that they face. As a former shadow for small business, it's often said that small business is the backbone of the economy. Well, if small business is the backbone of the economy, which I absolutely agree with, there is no doubt that our major industrials in Tasmania are the foundation. There is a significant reliance on the constance and the strength of our major industrials in Tasmania, not only to deliver the foundation for the Tasmanian economy, but also to provide the security of the electricity network in Tasmania. When you have the lever that this government can apply to support our major industrials in Tasmania being power prices, then we would expect, and the community expect, and those workers and all of the businesses that support those major industrials expect, that the government will do whatever is possible to ensure that that lever that they can control, that they actually offer in the best interests and provide support for in the best interests of our major industrials. We have seen through international, national and local news over recent days and weeks the concerns around Liberty, the concerns about Nearstar. We know that just this morning it's been disclosed that the Energy Minister himself, whom has Liberty in his electorate, can't actually state the last time that he met with them. When you have a significant employer in your area, not only of your portfolio responsibility, but in your electorate, and you are not in constant contact and you are not meeting with them, that is another demonstration that we've already been able to paint a picture of a minister not only out of his depth, but out of contact and out of care for those people that need to rely on him. Over recent weeks and recent months, we have seen the Energy Minister, the Premier and this government let down Tasmanians in terms of undermining the certainty and the confidence around what Tasmanians need in terms of power to power the future for Tasmania. We have seen backpedalling and then mess correction from the Minister and the Premier around commitments in Tasmania around power prices. The Minister himself this morning actually interjecting and saying that power prices weren't a concern for the major industrials. That wasn't the things that they were concerning them at the moment. When you have increases confirmed this morning by the Minister of around 20% in the financial year and likely to be more than 10% in the future year for transmission costs, that is an absolute concern for the major industrials in Tasmania. It is one of their major cost centres in their business, and it is something that absolutely causes them concern when not engaged with and supported in positive ways. And then you have other areas at risk, other major investment, other major projects at risk because of the lack of capacity and delivery from this government around our major renewable projects. Just this morning, people talk about, and the Minister's on his feet saying, you know, we absolutely back in and we know that Tasmania needs new generation. Well, if only this government could deliver new generation in Tasmania. The Minister, trying to play politics in the last week, undermined the certainty of North West Transmission, undermined the certainty of Marinus in terms of what's needed to secure not actual potential investment in Tasmania in terms of $25 billion. And I was caused to clarify the way that I refer to this potential investment in Tasmania by Minister Ellis's interjection last week. It's actually massively frustrated and likely to leave Tasmania $25 billion of investment in renewables in Tasmania because this government can't actually get out of the way and support investors to come into Tasmania. If we can't increase the generation, we can't actually attract in the new loads in Tasmania. If we can't ensure that this government understands the critical and material impact of excessive increases in power prices for our major industrials, then Tasmania is going to continue to be challenged by and continue to be undermined by the lack of capacity of this government. There is no doubt that a matter of public importance in this place that should have the attention of the Premier is major investment and major projects in Tasmania, and this government are letting them down.